Hey there, fellow cat lovers. Bringing a cat into your life is a truly rewarding experience. These furry companions bring joy, laughter, and a whole lot of love. But let's be honest, cats can be a bit mysterious. Their behavior might seem unpredictable at times. Have no fear though, we're about to unlock the secrets to understanding your feline friend. In this video we'll dive into the fascinating world of cat communication. Think of it as learning a new language, the language of meows, purrs, and tail twitches. By understanding what your cat is trying to tell you, you'll be able to build a stronger, more harmonious relationship. So get ready to become a cat whisperer. Cats may not speak our language, but they certainly have their own unique ways of communicating. They use a combination of body language, vocalizations, and subtle cues to express their needs and emotions. The key is to learn how to interpret these signals. Think about it like this. You wouldn't expect to understand someone speaking a foreign language without a little help, right? Well, it's the same with cats. Once you know what to look for, you'll be amazed at how much your cat is trying to tell you. The bond between a cat and their human is truly special. By taking the time to learn their language, you're not just becoming a better cat owner, you're building a deeper connection. When you understand your cat's needs, you can provide them with the best possible care. This understanding leads to a happier, more relaxed cat. And a happy cat means a happy home. So let's embark on this journey of discovery together. Get ready to unravel the mysteries of cat behavior and build a lasting bond with your feline companion. Now let's dive into the fascinating world of cat body language. Cats are masters of nonverbal communication. They use their entire bodies, from their ears to their tails, to tell us how they're feeling. It's like they're speaking a secret language, and we're here to crack the code. The key is to pay attention to the subtle cues. Don't just look at your cat, observe them. Notice how they're holding their body, their ears, their tail. Each little movement can speak volumes. Once you start understanding these signals, you'll be amazed at how expressive your cat really is. On the other end of the spectrum, we have the slow blink. This is one of the most heartwarming signals your cat can give you. It's their way of saying, "I trust you, I feel safe and loved around you." You'll notice their eyes slowly closing and then opening again, like a long, gentle blink. If your cat gives you a slow blink, consider yourself honored. It's a huge compliment from the feline world. You can even try slow blinking back at your cat. It's a great way to strengthen your bond and show them that you care. Now let's talk about tails. A cat's tail is like a mood ring, constantly changing position to reflect their emotional state. A high, upright tail usually means a happy and confident cat. They're strutting their stuff, feeling good about themselves. On the other hand, a low or tucked tail often indicates fear or anxiety. They're trying to make themselves appear smaller, less threatening. And then there's the tail twitch. This can be a sign of excitement, anticipation, or even frustration. It's like their tail is saying, "I can't contain myself." Cats are surprisingly vocal creatures. Sure, they may not be holding conversations like we do, but they have a whole repertoire of sounds they use to communicate. From the gentle trill to the demanding yowl, each vocalization has its own unique meaning. It's like they're speaking a secret language, using meows, purrs, and chirps to tell us what's on their mind. And believe it or not, once you start paying attention, you'll begin to understand the subtle nuances of their vocalizations. Perhaps the most iconic cat sound is the purr, that rumbling, vibrating sound that seems to emanate from deep within their furry chests. We all associate purring with a happy cat, and for good reason. Cats often purr when they're content, relaxed, and feeling loved. It's their way of saying, "I'm feeling good, and I'm so glad you're here." But purring isn't always a sign of pure happiness. Cats have also been known to purr as a self-soothing mechanism, especially when they're injured or feeling stressed. While purring is generally associated with positive emotions, meowing can have a wider range of meanings. A short, high-pitched meow is often a greeting. It's their way of saying, "Hello there, I see you." A longer, more drawn-out meow might be a request for food or attention. And then there's the urgent, insistent meow that seems to pierce your eardrums. That's usually a sign that something is wrong. Maybe they're stuck somewhere or they're in pain. It's important to pay attention to these meows and try to figure out what your cat is trying to tell you. Just like with body language, the key to understanding your cat's vocalizations is to consider the context. A meow paired with a slow blink and a relaxed posture is probably just a friendly greeting. But a meow accompanied by pacing and dilated pupils might indicate something more serious. The more you interact with your cat, the better you'll become at interpreting their unique vocal cues. You'll start to notice the subtle differences in their meows and purrs, and you'll be able to tell if they're hungry, tired, playful, or just feeling chatty. Alright, cat enthusiasts, let's talk tails. You know, that furry appendage that seems to have a mind of its own? Well, it's not just there for balance and aesthetics. A cat's tail is like a giant mood ring, constantly broadcasting their emotional state. Think of it as their own personal semaphore system, sending out signals for us to decipher. A flick here, a twitch there, even the way they wrap it around their body, it all means something. So, if you want to truly understand your feline friend, you gotta learn to speak fluent tail. Let's start with the basics. A high, upright tail is generally a good sign. When your cat struts around with their tail held high in the air, it's like they're saying, "Look at me, world, I'm feeling confident, happy, and ready to take on the day." Think of it as the feline equivalent of a power pose. It's a clear indication that they feel comfortable and secure in their environment. So if your cat greets you at the door with their tail held high, you can rest assured that they're thrilled to see you. On the flip side, a low or tucked tail is usually a sign that something's amiss. When a cat lowers their tail, they're trying to make themselves appear smaller and less threatening. It's a natural instinct when they're feeling scared, anxious, or stressed. Imagine encountering a dog in the park. You wouldn't want to make yourself a target, right? The same goes for cats. A tucked tail is their way of saying, "I'm feeling vulnerable, please don't hurt me." So, if you see your cat with their tail tucked, it's best to give them some space and let them calm down. Now, what about that twitchy tail? You know, the one that seems to have a life of its own, whipping back and forth like a metronome gone wild? Well, this one can be a bit trickier to interpret, as it can indicate a range of emotions. Generally speaking, a twitching tail is a sign of heightened emotion. It could be excitement, anticipation, or even frustration. For example, if your cat is intently focused on a toy or a bird outside the window, their tail might start twitching rapidly. We've talked tails, we've talked meows, but now, let's get up close and personal with those mesmerizing cat eyes. Those shimmering orbs are more than just pretty to look at, they're a direct line to your cat's emotional state. Forget those old wives' tales about cats having no soul. One look into those eyes and you'll see a world of emotions swirling within. The pupils are your first clue. Dilated pupils, those big black pools that seem to swallow the light, are a sure sign of excitement, fear, or even aggression. It's the fight-or-flight response kicking in, flooding their system with adrenaline. On the other hand, constricted pupils, those tiny slits that appear in bright light, usually indicate anger or focus. Now let's move on to those magnificent whiskers, those twitching, sensitive antennae that frame your cat's face. These whiskers are not just for show, folks. They are highly sophisticated sensory organs, helping your cat navigate their world and detect even the slightest changes in their environment. Imagine them as a combination of night vision goggles, a sixth sense, and a mood ring, all rolled into one. When your cat is relaxed and content, their whiskers will be held loosely at the sides of their face like relaxed fingers gently resting on a table. But when they're alert or feeling threatened, those whiskers will spring forward, ready to gather as much information as possible. It's fascinating how these tiny hairs can tell us so much about a cat's emotional state. When your cat is relaxed and content, their whiskers will be held loosely at the sides of their face, like relaxed fingers gently resting on a table. But when they're alert or feeling threatened, those whiskers will spring forward, like a fencer drawing their sword, ready to gather as much information as possible. And if they're really stressed or scared, those whiskers might even flatten against their face, trying to make themselves as small and inconspicuous as possible. This is a survival mechanism, helping them avoid detection by predators. So, next time you see your cat, take a moment to observe their whiskers. They might just be telling you more than you realize, ready to gather as much information as possible. And if they're really stressed or scared, those whiskers might even flatten against their face, trying to make themselves as small and inconspicuous as possible. This is a survival mechanism, helping them avoid detection by predators. So next time you see your cat, take a moment to observe their whiskers. They might just be telling you more than you realize, trying to make themselves as small and inconspicuous as possible. Let's not forget those adorable, expressive ears. Those independently rotating satellite dishes are constantly scanning the environment, picking up sounds we humans can only dream of hearing. And just like with the whiskers, the position of those ears can tell you a lot about what's going on in your cat's head. When your cat is feeling playful, curious, or just plain happy, their ears will be perked up and pointing forward, like two furry antennae tuned to the good vibes. But if they hear a sudden noise or sense danger, those ears will swivel like lightning, trying to pinpoint the source of the disturbance. And if they're feeling threatened or angry, those ears will flatten against their head, trying to make themselves less of a target. So there you have it, folks, the secrets of your cat's face revealed. By learning to read the subtle cues of their eyes, whiskers, and ears, you'll unlock a whole new level of understanding and communication with your feline companion. Remember, it's all about putting the pieces of the puzzle together, considering the context, and getting to know your cat's individual personality. Don't expect to become a feline mind reader overnight, but with a little patience and observation, you'll be amazed at how much your cat is trying to tell you. And who knows, you might even find yourself having entire conversations with those expressive little faces, all without uttering a single word. Now let's talk about everyone's favorite subject, playtime. We all know cats love to sleep, but when they're not catching Z's, they're natural-born hunters, hardwired with instincts that go back thousands of years. Even your pampered house cat, lounging on a silk cushion, still possesses that primal urge to stalk, chase, and pounce. That's why play is so important for cats. It's not just about having fun, it's about fulfilling their natural instincts and keeping them mentally and physically stimulated. Think of it as channeling their inner tiger, giving them an outlet for all that pent-up energy and predatory prowess. A tired kitty is a happy kitty, and a happy kitty is less likely to get into mischief around the house. So, how do you tap into that inner hunter and create a playtime paradise for your feline friend? It's not as complicated as it might seem. It's all about choosing the right toys, those that mimic the movements and sensations of real prey. Cats are natural hunters, and they love to chase, pounce, and capture. Forget those fancy, expensive gadgets with all the bells and whistles. Sometimes the simplest toys are the best. A crumpled paper ball or a piece of string can provide endless entertainment. A feather wand, for example, is like catnip on a stick. The fluttering feathers, the unpredictable movements, it's enough to drive any cat wild with excitement. The way it mimics a bird in flight is irresistible. Then there are the classic toy mice, those furry little creatures that just beg to be chased and pounced upon. These toys tap into a cat's predatory instincts, making playtime both fun and fulfilling. And don't underestimate the power of a simple cardboard box. For a cat, a box is a world of possibilities, a place to hide, stalk, and launch surprise attacks. It's a playground and a fortress all in one. Cats love the security and mystery a box provides, making it an essential part of their playtime. So, next time you're looking to entertain your feline friend, remember, it's the simple things that often bring the most joy. Now, it's not just about throwing a toy on the floor and expecting your cat to entertain themselves. To really engage their prey drive, you need to make it a game, a challenge, a battle of wits between predator and prey. Think like a cat, move like a cat, become the prey. Drag that feather wand across the floor, letting it disappear and reappear, tempting your cat to give chase. Toss that toy mouse in the air, letting it skitter and bounce, mimicking the erratic movements of a real rodent. Hide behind furniture, peek out, and let your cat stalk you, giving them that satisfying feeling of being a cunning hunter. The key is to make it unpredictable, engaging, and oh so rewarding. Now, before you unleash your inner child and go wild with the cat toys, a word of caution. Safety first, folks. Always supervise your cat during playtime, especially with toys that have small parts that could be a choking hazard. Avoid using your hands or feet as toys, no matter how tempting it might be. Those playful nips can quickly turn into painful bites if your cat gets carried away. And remember, playtime is all about having fun, so keep it positive and rewarding. End each session on a high note with a special treat or a good cuddle, leaving your cat feeling happy, satisfied, and eager for the next round of feline fun. So there you have it, folks, the secrets to understanding your feline friend. It's a fascinating world, isn't it? Cats are mysterious creatures, full of surprises and unique behaviors that can sometimes leave us puzzled. But with a little patience and observation, you can start to decode their language. We've covered a lot of ground today, from deciphering those subtle tail twitches that can indicate everything from excitement to irritation, to recognizing the nuances of a meow. Each sound can convey a different message, whether it's a demand for food, a greeting, or a call for attention. But remember, this is just the beginning of your journey as a cat whisperer. There's so much more to learn and discover about these fascinating animals. Every cat is an individual, with their own unique personality, quirks, and ways of communicating. Some cats are more vocal, while others are more reserved. What one cat considers a sign of affection, another might interpret as an invasion of their personal space. It's all about understanding and respecting their boundaries. The key is to approach this journey with an open mind, a sense of humor, and a whole lot of patience. Enjoy the process and cherish the moments of connection. Don't get discouraged if you don't understand everything right away. It's a learning experience for both you and your cat. Cats have had a head start on us humans when it comes to this whole communication thing. They've been living alongside us for thousands of years, perfecting their techniques. They've been perfecting their techniques for centuries. So take your time, enjoy the journey, and soon enough, you'll be fluent in the language of cats. But trust me, the effort is well worth it. Because when you take the time to truly understand your cat's language, you unlock a level of connection that most cat owners can only dream of. You'll be able to anticipate their needs, respond appropriately to their emotions, and build a bond based on mutual trust and respect. Imagine knowing exactly what your cat wants just by the way they rub against your leg or the tone of their meow. Imagine being able to comfort them when they're feeling scared or anxious, simply by understanding their body language. That's the power of understanding your cat. It transforms your relationship from one of mere cohabitation to a true partnership, a meeting of minds across species. And let's be honest, who wouldn't want that kind of relationship with their furry companion? Cats may have a reputation for being aloof and independent, but deep down, they crave connection just like any other social creature. They want to feel loved, understood, and safe in their environment. And by learning their language, you're giving them the greatest gift of all, the ability to communicate their needs and desires in a way that you can understand. So go forth, fellow cat lovers, and embrace the wonderful world of feline communication. Observe, listen, learn, and most importantly, love those furry little aliens who grace our lives with their presence. Because with a little understanding, you can create a happily ever after for both you and your beloved cat.